south of Highway 1, south of Monroe Street. We did have a hit and run there. No description of the suspect vehicle, very minor damage to the victim vehicle there. Highway 1 in Monroe. No injuries, hit and run. Pickup truck towing a trailer made some type of unsafe lane change and struck the left side of a Ford pickup as well. No injuries there. Highway 1 south of Monroe as well. And then our DUI collision, that was a driver who was involved in two separate collisions a few minutes apart at Railroad Street east of Jetty. He initially struck a parked vehicle and then a few minutes later was involved in another collision with a Nissan Frontier pickup on Highway 1 and Railroad Street. We ended up finding him on the alley behind Central Market there at Highway 1 and Railroad, and made a DUI arrest on that party. Yeah, that was a male. So those were the 7 collisions for the month. I was asked in the VACO meeting about the radar trailer. We should be moving it out there. We've had, for various reasons in our office this week, really skeleton crew. We're still putting out cars out on the road, obviously, but my support staff, we've been kind of hurting for people this week. So I'm not sure if the radar trailer made it out, but it'll be out near Central Market soon if it's not out there yet. And I think, Mr. Varney, I have a phone call into Josh Roberts, just kind of unrelated. He has not returned my phone call as of yet. I'm waiting for him to get back with me and we can discuss that further at some point.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Commander.
Sure. Thank you. You guys have for me.
Any question, April?
Yeah, 2 real quick. One is the perennial, the signage over by Central Market. I've never heard an answer in a year.
Nothing ever happened with that?
Never heard a word.
Okay, well, I definitely reached out accurately at some point. So yeah, I'll follow up with that. I can follow up with Josh on that.
And then I live behind CHC building, and that trailer, your trailer you're talking about, has been there for 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Oh, we've had it out there for a couple weeks already.
Love it. Thank you so much.
Okay, there is another trailer floating around that the sheriff's department has, but this one's ours for sure.
Okay,
huh?
I don't know who it is. I
Okay,
just know
yeah,
it's right
that
there.
might be the sheriff's. That one might be the sheriff's.
And it's right at CHC on the, I guess that would be the south side of Highway 1.
Yeah.
Across the street from Central Market.
That sounds like it's probably the sheriff's, because I'm always telling ours to put it over there in front of Central Market. So that's
usually where one is. And
yeah, that's probably the sheriff's, I'm guessing.
Well, cool. Thanks for all of you for putting it
no
out there.
problem. And I'll follow up on this sign. This is going to haunt me until I don't know when, but I need to get that fixed. So.
Until you retire, sir.
I'm sure you'll keep getting a reminder.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, I'd like an answer, that's all.
Hey, no, I'm teasing you about.
Okay.
Other questions for the commander tonight? All right, enjoy the rest of your evening.
Okay, it's good to talk to you guys. Have a great month. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Real quick, Charles, was the thing he was referencing that stuff we talked about last meeting about the safe routes to schools and the safety issues? You said you were going to talk to him. Is that what he was talking about?
Yes,
okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's Mr. Roberts of Public Works Traffic Division made it clear that he wanted to hear information and perspective from the Highway Patrol and from the principal of Oceano Elementary School. And so I shared that with the commander in a phone call, and he is following up to provide that kind of information. to Mr. McCoy.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool, cool.
And
Thank you.
and so is Principal Johnson at OES. And that's all out of the Safe Routes to School Committee at Oceana Elementary School.
Yep, yep.
So really
Yeah.
nice to have the commander's support, for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oops.
And so we don't have any public in the meeting. I forgot to ask for any public comment for anything not on the agenda. Next up, we have no presentations tonight. Review and approval of the minutes from the August 11th meeting last week. They have been circulated. Are there any additions or modifications?
I move that we approve the minutes.
Thank you. I need a second.
A second.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Unanimous.
I only have one question. How come I got admitted late? What happened on that?
Admitted late.
Admitted
where?
to what?
I think it was like almost a half hour late into that one.
Oh, to the meeting last week. We
Yeah.
had technical problems. We all were late.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you were actually on time.
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
sorry.
Okay.
I know I didn't respond and I'm sorry, but I thought you knew by then, but yeah, the whole thing just had technical problems.
Got it.
Okay.
Not just you, Bonnie.
No,
Oh, technical difficulties, darn.
yeah. Well, okay, I just messed up there.
Sorry.
The our next item is, let me see, what is it? Okay, under new business, just a opportunity to have any discussion or process on the Oceana Plaza meeting that happened on Monday evening. And we all got to see what Caltrans has in mind for that. Before I kind of go around the circle here, just let me give you an update on an issue that I was very concerned about in terms of the lack of electrical outlets in the plaza. And especially since this was something that we submitted on our list of, I think, it was a significant item that there would be electricity to support, public events, obviously.
Mhm.
And there was absolutely, nothing in there. When it came up in discussion, if you recall, it was like, well, that's probably really not going to happen. And the fact that the plans have to be turned in tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. You weren't there.
No, I'll explain why later, but I wasn't.
I followed up with Corby on Tuesday, wrote her an email and suggested that if they couldn't do electricity, that at least we lay conduit under the plaza, so that eventually we can pull lines to plug-in boxes, and when I was talking, it seemed like when they were talking about electricity, there were a lot of issues about like, well, where would we get it and who, what, and where. And the fact is that there's a street light dead center on the sidewalk outside the park.
Mhm.
So I called that to Corby's attention. Like, here's the electricity. It's owned by OCSD. They paid the electric bill for it. So this would be a really logical place to tap in, and I obviously I don't know what the capacity of the line is out there and stuff, but then we could just have the conduits out to that and around to maybe 2 or whatever strategic spots in the plaza. And she was very open to that. I connected, I think later in that day, wrote a letter to Will Clemens, an email to Will Clemens, to Linda Austin, and to Aline, and CC'd Corby about the notion, and just wanted to kind of connect them, and then I just backed out. But in Corby's response, she was very positive. It's great. And Will was very positive, said that is totally doable. And so we will have that infrastructure laid under the foot of concrete all over the place, rather than trying to go back and retrofit it, or always be running extension cords out of Tapatio or across the street from Sylvester's. So that's some new information that I wanted to share with you, and just like to go around. Anybody else has anything that they want to share about it?
I just want to say thanks.
Yeah, thanks.
Because that was part of our list. It's like, I don't see why they didn't think that was majorly important. I mean,
Yeah,
like have community events with, people, bands and stuff, they need electricity.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was, no pun intended, a little shocked.
How could you be? There was no electricity.
Okay.
Stunned, shocked, electrified.
Mhm.
I apologize. I couldn't make it. I had an MRI and sedation was needed. So I slept all the rest of the day.
They taped the meeting. So,
Oh, okay.
and
Oh, cool. Thank
I
you.
haven't gotten a link from it yet, but it's promised to be
I will
circulated. So
definitely look.
you can
Thank
check
you.
it out if you want to. Anything else?
Quick question. Is this the same project that they were asking for community input on sidewalk materials, et cetera?
Yes.
And then, so was there any further discussion on that? The aesthetics basically is what I'm asking.
Anybody want to answer that besides me?
Well, they did talk about it. I came late into the meeting, like, I don't know, like 40 minutes late, so I can't talk a lot about it. I missed a lot of the aesthetic part. But they were, that I don't know exact. I don't think there was a exact decision on that, was there?
Oh yeah, I think they gave us some choices, but it's basically, and what I recall, there's at least 3, maybe 4 different surfaces.
Mm-hmm.
The
Or I remember boardwalk style.
right, there's the boardwalks that come off of the sidewalk into, maybe they do cover a third or maybe half of the plaza. Then it goes into poured concrete with they were going to be embedding shells and sea creature
Motif.
metal, the motif. And then there's a section that is basically a sand colored concrete with basically kind of like paver square design. And then the streets are shut down, but you can still like come down 17th and turn over onto Beach,
Okay.
so that the corner is open, but it's also designed with a different kind of surface. It's some high-tech stuff that looks like scallop shells.
Ooh.
The design, and so the county made it clear that we can shut down Beach and 17th when there are events in the plaza, so that then becomes part of the public
The
space.
event itself. Got it.
Right, right.
Wow, that's awesome to have it multi-use or dimensional like that.
Yeah, and I can't remember what it was, 14 or 15 palm trees that are
Mm,
12 feet high to start with.
Wow, nice.
Oh, I was very impressed by
Nice.
the quality and artistic touches, these big boulders they're going to be using or proposing, and the bike racks and all that kind of stuff. But you can catch all those details.
I will. Then I have a question. On our website, we have a link for this project. But when I click on that, it takes us to something from January of this year, because that was the last time it kind of had been before the public. Would you like me, or would Charles, someone to just kind of follow up on the meeting this week for any literature that's updated that we can put on our website to replace this thing from January?
Like, happy to do that. I think probably, I mean, the great thing to link to would be the video of the meeting.
Oh, yeah, we can
know,
do that
that's
now
the-
as soon as
The
it's up.
whole enchiladas there.
And how about, I'm willing to find that meeting because I do want to watch it, and then provide everyone the link. And then maybe Charles, if you want to give it to Holly to put up on the website after that. So as soon as I find it, I will share it with everybody, and then we can go from there. How's that?
So if you want to check, I would say a person to check in with would be Stephen Hamamaikai.
Okay, yeah, I will. I've seen the email saying that the meeting was coming. I couldn't. My MRI was more important. I apologize.
Okay.
I think most everything is up there with the link, but just to have the link to the meeting would be new.
I will do that. I mean, I will provide it for everybody, and then
Yeah.
Charles can forward it.
Okay.
Thank you.
I was also very impressed. I saw the picture of it. I was like, wow, this like exceeds my expectations. I'm so excited.
Ooh, now you have me so excited.
Yeah, it looked really nice in the picture.
They did a lot of work.
Mhm.
Not to brag or anything, but it's literally down the street. I can walk to it in 5 minutes. So that'd be so awesome.
I mean, I would think that, I mean, Tapatio and Sylvester's would be thrilled with this.
Thrilled, yeah.
Yeah, they should
The
be.
value of their business is just going to take a big jump.
Mhm. Efrins, all of it, yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, the Tapatio owner is very excited.
Oh,
He
and
told me there's no way he would sell. He's getting offers, crazy offers by this Arab guy. He's out, there's no way. And I'm like, you better not. You'd be crazy if you sell right now.
there
Cool.
is, forgot to mention, and I'll do it for your sake in part, April, because you weren't there, but they do have money for a mural on the wall of Tapatio, and the owner, is it Mr. Rodriguez?
No, it's Fabian. Fabian Lopez.
Lopez,
Lopez? Okay,
okay.
so Mr. Lopez has agreed to that, and but the actual content of the mural has not been determined, and there's time to do that. It doesn't have to be figured out by tomorrow. And it was a good discussion, and I don't know how the rest of you, how you felt it ended up. My sense was that because there were people talking about like, well, like, can't it be kind of like multi-modal? I mean, in terms of some Shumash, some farm workers, some Duneite, some beach, the dunes, and that captures,
All the different parts of our heritage.
yeah, as much as you can in a relatively small space,
Mhm.
because it's on the wall that has Tapatio at the top of it, right? And so the Tapatio sign stays, and then the murals underneath.
The beginning. Mhm.
Right, so there's going to be outreach, looking for artists. I don't know if, it'd be nice if Oscar got wind of that.
Fabian.
Yeah, so he might want to propose, I think they'll be taking proposals from artists, with kind of sketches of it. And I was going to contact the Northern Shumash and the Tick Tick Key Shumash,
Mhm.
so that they would know about that. And can be in the loop.
We have very much, obviously multiple great muralists in the area. Even the ones who did those utility boxes in Grover, they all, a lot, I won't say they all, but many of them live here locally in the area. I know one personally, and she did a great one at I don't know, 8th and Grand Avenue. And then also the lady who did the mural on the side of Mason Bar in the village of Arroyo Grande, which is kind of a conglomeration, I don't know the right word, of the agricultural collage, yeah, of the agricultural part of our area and the industrial, the train and all, all that kind of stuff. So there was a few people that we could give a heads up in case they want to submit and some ideas.
It could also be cool if they actually had a collaboration of muralists.
Oh, yeah.
Together.
Oh, yeah, that would be
A
nice.
Latino, a shoe match.
Doing the Latino and the, yes.
Uh-huh.
Native American doing the Indian side, yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That'd be cool. A Hayashi doing the farming.
I think it should be a Petravia doing the farming.
I don't know what that is.
What's
That's
that?
my mom.
Oh,
I mean, it has to incorporate every single aspect. It has to be the shoe match. There has to be Latinos in there. There has to be
definitely the
the
night.
dunes and the labels that everyone.
Oh, the crate labels. I'll
And it
donate
can be
one
done.
to use.
It really can be done.
Yeah,
That's so
it's really
awesome.
beautiful. It's gonna be just
That'd be
really
so
beautiful.
exciting.
Yeah, it is.
Well, thank you so much for that update, and I will definitely find that link and share it with everybody and watch it myself. Thank you.
So if there's nothing else, we'll move on to old business. April, I don't know if you had time in the short break from the last time with having to deal with some of your stuff.
I did not.
Do you have any update on?
I do not. It's on my list, and by our next meeting, I will have something written up and ready to go. I
right.
just too much this week, and yeah, it was just too much.
Okay. Let me see on the curbs, gutters, and sidewalks update. Basically, I think I gave you the update in response to your question, April, earlier about the commander getting a letter to the county, and so things are moving forward. Today was the first day of school. I kind of forgot about it, but I'm going to go over tomorrow morning just to watch the scene. I did talk to Wanda Monson, who's the chair of the Safe Routes to Schools Committee of the PTA at OES. And she said that because she walks her grandkids to school, she said that things were smoother. The school made some changes. They shut one of the entry gates on 19th Street so that the kids weren't kind of clustering and walking in on like crossing at Vista. They took some orange cones and kind of did a bulb out up at Vista Street to slow traffic down. I mean, just kind of like,
Necessity is the mother of invention.
forgiveness rather than asking permission, but kind of as a live experiment.
Good.
Yeah, and the buses are Michelle is the principal. Michelle Johnson is working on getting a different drop-off spot for the buses further down 19th Street, closer to Paso Robles, rather than right up in the super congestion zone where everybody's coming in. I think that's about it there. Are there any comments or questions anybody has?
Does anyone know if our area, the schools start later from that rule or law that was passed? Schools were starting at 8:30 instead of whatever it used to be.
They start at 9.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So there was the big rush is like 8:40 to 8:55, or
Gotcha. I rode the bus at Northo. I remember.
Okay. Next item is planning for this Saturday, the vacation rental ordinance public meeting. And I have something to share with you from a technical support effort put in by a quickly becoming expert in this field.
Far from it.
Hey, where'd it go?
So much for old dog, new tricks, right? You're breaking the rules, Charles.
I lost it.
Oh,
So Aline put together this cool presentation.
Nice.
I'll go back and get it.
okay. For Saturday and is their
Yeah,
meeting.
for the Saturday meeting.
Cool. Thank you, Aline.
Well, I kind of
Don't
minute thing. It's better than nothing, right?
don't poo-poo it. Don't minimize it.
Oh,
It's absolutely better than nothing, and I'm sure it's fantastic.
Can you access
Thought-
it?
Very good.
no, I didn't close that thing.
Maybe, let me see if I can try to.
Well, wait, hey, can you, if you pull it up on your screen, I can, I
I'm
can,
trying to, let's see if I could. Oh,
While that happens, can I ask, I
Yeah.
asked in an email, but I asked recently, too soon. Have we gotten any idea of public participation attendance? I mean, obviously, we're not doing a head count ahead of time, but like, have we gotten 5 emails about it? Just that one disgruntled person?
I have it if you want to share.
I'd love to hear whatever
who
anybody knows.
said I have it?
Bonnie.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Bonnie, you're co-host.
you have it,
You
Bonnie?
have to turn her camera on. Oh, I guess she doesn't. Okay.
Okay, Aline, you're in charge here.
Okay, so this is just basically Charles's document, that he sent to us, but just in slides. So the first slide, of course, is just the Oceana residential vacation rental, why we need it. I still need to like fix it so it looks a little nicer, I guess.
Looks great. Are you kidding me?
And the definition. Anyways, there's like, we can go, there's only like 9 slides. So I was thinking of us like each person getting 3 slides and keeping me out of it. And like
When
Bonnie.
you
gets
say
30
keeping you out of it,
Like, I
because,
don't get the slides because I want to be like, welcome.
okay, so you want to be more like emceeing it.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Done. That's fine. I just didn't
Let's
understand.
just, I said, let's just have one person do it. Charles do it or somebody do it.
That's fine with me too.
Not that complicated. It's only 8 slides.
Yeah, and people know, one of my biggest pet peeves is when I attend seminars and different things, is reading to me like it's the 3rd grade and we're gonna have a nap afterwards. Like, I can read it. It's right in front of me. I can see what it says. That's my pet peeve.
I think the function of this, and it's very gracious, and I so much appreciate you doing this, Aline. is that
Absolutely.
even though, we have the link to the document and all of that, there will be people that have not looked at it. They're pissed off because we're trying to get rid of their Airbnb and they don't really know what's going on. So this is, I look, this is kind of a nice intro, kind of the high points, and then I think it's the great intro for them. That's because I think then the rest of the meeting is sort of answering people's questions, taking people's comments, and for the record.
Involving the public for sure, giving them a voice.
Yeah, and the one issue is going to be like getting all that information down.
So we have Zoom account and I have a laptop. I'm happy to bring my laptop and we can set it up so we can Zoom record the meeting. just like we wouldn't focus on any person, they just would, it would just be like having a, you know, a microphone in the middle of the room, basically.
Well, that'd be excellent.
I'm totally happy to do that.
Okay, great.
Does
Oh,
the,
yeah.
does the OCSD have internet access? Like I can log in, sign on to Wi-Fi?
Yes, they do. We don't just have to go there, because it's like, that's how I'm gonna do this slide.
Okay, so if you're able to provide me that access to use the Wi-Fi, then that's how we can do the Zoom meeting. And then we'll just, when and I'll come early, obviously, when my computer's there, whoever wants to, Charles or Aline, log in as the OAC to the Zoom account, and then we'll hit record when the meeting starts.
Well, so the recording, basically the microphone's the one on your laptop, right?
I actually, my camera little thing is a microphone. That's what's microphoning right now.
I just
But
wonder if we'll be able to pick up. No.
What I
criticism,
can do,
but
and I don't know, Aline, will we have access to things like the microphone at the dais? Because
mean-
if people come to the dais and speak, then it will be more
I
amplified. for the
I will
speakers.
make sure, I mean, that's, to me, I assume, but I'm gonna make sure of that tomorrow.
Okay, so if we have that, Charles, then that will amplify enough in the room in general. And then I can put this laptop near the dais, like on a table or some way so that it faces the dais.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, faces the, whatever that lectern, I guess is the word I really want to say, of the speakers.
Right.
Because that's what we want more than anything is we know what we're saying and we want to hear what the public has to say, but what we can test it, I'll come, 45 minutes early, a half an hour early, whatever you think we should do and set that up. That's totally fine with me.
What do you think is a good time to gather, Aline?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what issues we're gonna run into. I think the sooner the better.
Like
9.
9:15?
Yeah, I want to be there at least an hour early. Just,
Okay.
So I would say 9 for sure.
yeah.
Works for me.
Okay,
Who likes wet in their coffee?
I was just gonna say, I'll bring coffee from Deltina. If you
They're
say,
my favorite. You bring coffee and I'll be ready. That's awesome.
So Bonnie, you said that you wanted to share something about the attendance of the meeting, like people feedback?
I don't, I'm not sure what you're talking about.
I think she meant she had this,
she was gonna share the
thing you just shared.
presentation. She got access to it, so she was gonna share it since I had lost it.
Oh, okay.
You want to, if you want to see other slides, I'm good.
That's awesome. No, I thank you so much for doing this, Aline. This is amazing.
Oh, yeah, okay. April, do you have numbers?
I will.
It'd be great-
Again, I haven't had a
It'd be
chance.
great to have if Aline could add that to the slideshow.
Or I have a printer and paper. I can print out, 15 or 20.
Yeah.
Just with that number, those numbers on it.
Okay,
And it probably wouldn't even take a full sheet. I could do a half sheet and just cut them. I mean, that's fine for a handout to supplement.
what kind of work is it to add an extra page in here, Aline?
It's not
The
difficult.
dilemma is I can't even do this until tomorrow when I have a chance. So I don't want to put her in a corner of trying to scramble at the last minute to make a template. Or
Would you be okay if Aline, when you got the numbers together, send them around to us?
yeah, I'll send them to everybody and if she has a chance, yeah,
So it'd be okay with you if she made an overhead to go with it?
absolutely. I just feel bad that she's gonna get it so late in the game because I had a client who had an entire years of bookkeeping, all of 2021 that I had to have done by yesterday. Yeah, I had, and then I had an MRI with sedation on Monday. And so I feel bad that tomorrow's the best I can do for that. but it will be done tomorrow because that's all I have to do.
Okay, alrighty. So if we get it in the slides, cool. If we don't, you'll bring in.
I'll
copies.
have pass out, absolutely.
All right.
And then, do we have any kind of idea of the audience participation, the community discussion besides that one person that contacted Lucia?
I don't, but I believe that people will be there because even though the distribution of the flyer was less than I think we were hoping for, I think it's around in enough critical areas that people saw it and probably word circulated among people who might be, I mean, like people who own a lot of vacation rentals, I think know about it. It's been on
Okay.
next door
Okay,
consistently.
and I know the OCSD put it on
right?
their website. We put it on the Facebook page for us. It's on our website.
It's
So,
in like various places,
okay.
so.
What else was I gonna say? The people who own vacation rentals that are truly vacation rentals on the other side of Highway 1, I want to say like beach bum rentals. They're already in. I mean, they can come and grump at us, but they're already in. We're not looking to change or,
Right.
rein them in. So I guess if they want to come and be unhappy, they can.
Mhm. Well, you know, it's I went in, we have on our website a I think it was a graduate student's project on and this was from in 2020 or 2019, she assessed the entire vacation rental scene in Oceano. And I just discovered today that there's a wealth of appendices at the end of it,
Oh, okay.
all interviews with realtors who are very frank about negative consequences of vacation rentals in Oceano, why Oceano is so vulnerable because it's the cheapest place to buy a house to invest in, and then you can
And no rules.
and you can rent it out and just make a bunch of money on it, but just don't rent it in August, and you can have your family there, and it's a big easy place to get a second home.
Right.
And so so there are different types of folks own vacation rentals. I mean, the hedge funds, the real estate investment brokers,
People who want to retire here, who don't live
mom
here.
and pop, grandpa and grandma that bought it for the kids and stuff, but they want to make money off of it while they're
Until,
here, but still have the flexibility to come and visit.
Mhm.
And again, I mean, the fact that, well, if you have it, you have it. If you don't and you want to do that,
Right.
well, there's going to be a cap.
And also, this is all in the discussion and molding period. There has been nothing is in wet ink. So they can be mad, but this is the time to come discuss it.
This is what that's what these meetings are about.
Exactly.
Then there'll be another whole round. If we're successful of moving an ordinance forward, it will be a full hearing at the planning commission.
Exactly.
And that can be appealed to the board of supervisors.
Yeah.
So
There's much more before any of it's wet ink, and people we have to make sure they understand that at the meeting.
Right.
Okay.
Anything else on this? So we'll meet at 9 a.m.
9 a.m. at the OCSD building.
Right.
Coolio.
Alrighty. Let's see, updates, anything on the,
We can take GoFundMe off there, I think. That's just,
I think
it's not even a thing anymore.
right, okay, well, I'll delete that.
And I'd like to say that the webpage just looks so good. I'm really happy with everything. Thank you, Charles, for working with Holly. Thank you for everybody who's provided anything, even just input. It looks really good, and I'm really proud of it. It's so informative. It's user-friendly. It looks good. I really, really am
It's just
thankful.
very updated. It's updated.
And it doesn't look like it's from like 19, like one step above MySpace.
Yeah, all the current things are there, which is makes it awesome. I think that's what really
Mhm.
matters, because our other, although James was great, he just was
Oh,
so
right.
busy. He was so busy, so things got up there like.
And we didn't have the money to do it the right way, which
Mhm.
wasn't his fault. And he was very busy, absolutely.
Yeah, Holly's really wonderful. I hope she hangs with us. I mean, not saying there's any reason she wouldn't, but
Now, what do you know?
she, she has, I think she's in pretty high demand.
Oh,
Mhm.
well, tell whoever talks to her, tell her thank you from us.
Mhm. I I am diligent about passing that on, our appreciation to her.
Awesome.
She knows it.
Cool.
We've got our council member and officer reports. I know, I don't think there's been any expenditures since our last meeting. She is up in the Eastern Sierras for the first time in her life, and I bet she's having a lot of fun.
Getting chased by bears.
Did you see that?
She got chased by a bear.
Yes.
Oh my!
Holy cow.
I don't know if she got chased, but she was in a lake and there was a bear, I think, swimming near her or something, and she ran like for her
She's
life.
pretty spry for her age. I think she could outrun a bear if she had the right
It's
circumstances.
a great shot.
Yeah.
And I haven't.
Good for her.
I've seen. Is it on Facebook or did she just privately?
She privately sent like a text message to me with a picture of the bear. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Well, I would have liked to have heard that Italian coming out then.
I know, right? That's a good point, Charles. We would have understood a word.
Is there an OBCA, anything to report? From
Yeah,
OBCA?
I'll report for the OBCA, and basically the last at the last Coastal Commission meeting, Lucia and I did speak. We did get in there. I got in there at the last minute, but got in there. We spoke about, we thanked Esme, I think is how you say her name, for for the letter, the great letter that she provided to the county, and the environmental justice piece that she added in there about community members here from Oceano. So we thanked her on that, and also invited her and the new commissioner to tour Oceano Beach and Dunes. Lucia spoke about that was my part. Lucia spoke about the area there that they want to expand the parking lot where they have all the utility vehicles stored.
Uh-huh. The state parks.
She spoke about that, how they were expanding it, and basically disregarding the shutting down of the SVRA and the continuance of it. And also how she was not in favor of Grand being closed and all the traffic going through Oceano.
Was there
So
any discussion from the Coastal Commission about that activity happening to us? About Grand being closed and
they didn't discuss that.
Okay.
We weren't even on the agenda. We spoke on items
Right.
not on the agenda.
I just didn't know if maybe that was something that was on their radar even, or
No. So, yeah, we did, we both spoke. So it's always, I think it's great when there's at least 2 or 3 people who speak for Oceano. So, because it drives the message that we care about our community, we want positive change. And on the 10th, we are, excuse me, my mom's like trying to deal with the dogs on her walker. This does not, it's kind of hard. Mom, déjala, then on the 10th of September, we are going to be having a cleanup. We haven't had one in a while at the Halcyon Farms.
oh yeah, old routines. Yeah, I saw something
So
about
keep
that.
that on your schedule radar. If you can make it, that would be we would appreciate it. If we can't make it, get the word out.
Just,
That's
I'm
a great
curious,
area to clean.
I'm curious, Aline. Why is OBCA cleaning up a private property and what is there to clean up?
Well, according to the new owners there, there's a lot of like, people, workers there that smoke, they cigarette butts, their snacks and stuff. I'm not saying it's anyone in particular, the farmers there or what, maybe people who pass by there or just the wind. But there's, things to clean up that they are appreciative of us wanting to clean up that area. So.
It also could, I mean, for whatever you want to call it, but it also is good exposure if we're wearing our OBC or we people
Yes, yeah.
are wearing the vest, and then, because the community is at that farm all day long shopping. So it really, if nothing else, it really is good exposure for the organization as well.
And the information table will be there from
Yes.
OBCA too.
Uh-huh.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Can I ask if you're taking requests of places to clean in Oceano?
Are we taking?
Are you taking requests of places to
Well,
clean?
we always are like open to like different places to clean. Yeah.
I've been driving on Highway 1 between, not quite where Rock and Roll Diner is, but consider that stretch of road from Rock and Roll Diner to Old Juan's Cantina. On the ocean side, it is just filled with trash.
Yeah, we've cleaned that before. I think it's because
Also the ice, or
there. And
the,
it's
what is
sticks.
that, ice plant that's all over there, all around that Johnson's Market that used to be the midget market, I just drove by 2 days ago and I was appalled at how bad it looked. It was so embarrassing.
Yeah.
It's the worst I've
Oh.
seen it in a long, long time.
Okay.
So just throwing that out there. Thought of you guys, and I'm happy to be a part.
That's it for the OBCA.
Okay. And then the Community Services District, Aline, anything?
We didn't meet, so not yet.
So next Wednesday is the August meeting.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And technically, they're supposed to meet twice a month,
Right,
just for the record.
right. But so that is going to be, so that is the meeting, the 24th
Mhm.
at 6 p.m. Okay.
Did you guys read in the New Times? There was an article about I think it was the AG meeting, but it wasn't only the AG meeting, but about Five Cities Fire Authority.
No, I haven't looked at New
No.
Times.
That's in the New Times today, so
Today?
make sure and read that.
Okay.
Who did it? Bubble?
I believe it was Bobo.
Mhm.
Yeah, she does a lot on Oceano.
Yeah, I'm confident it was her. A lot of interviews, a lot of quotes, a lot of numbers. So I just thought it was something that you guys would probably want to know if you hadn't seen it.
So we won't be. So this Saturday, we've got our first public meeting. Monday, we have our second one, which is Zoom. And then, we've got a bit of a time, a lot of time before our first meeting in September. Does anybody have anything that they know they want? I know you will have the beautification thing on our September agenda. Anything new?
I think we're just going to have a lot to talk about of the results from our two
Definitely,
meetings.
that'll be a big
And
topic.
I think that's the first meeting will be a great one to do it because it's not with, Commander Klingenberg and all that, those other, that stuff.
Right, we can make it a work meeting.
Mhm. Yeah, I think we've been really good. I think that's the biggest thing on our docket right now.
And yeah, I mean, the vacation rentals are so up now. I mean, Pismo, Los Osos,
Everybody.
and or AG, enforcement issues. It's like, of course, I mean, the cities have that, they've got to have that, carry that responsibility for their stuff themselves. But
Guadalupe is talking about it, not just cities though. I mean, and although Guadalupe isn't SLO County, I have set up a Google alert for anything that says short-term vacation rental. I get 5 to 7 a day across the country about it.
Oh, wow.
interesting.
Everywhere. You name a city that is semi even Michigan cities, I'm getting it. Milwaukee or Minnesota cities. I mean, I'm just getting all over the country, but a lot of them are Tahoe
same
or North
issue.
County.
They're the same issues by and I mean, there's a top.
For the most part, they are about what are we going to do? This is out of control.
Right,
Yep.
right.
Constantly, or this municipality or area is in the middle of just like AG just did, we're looking at minimizing or a moratorium or reviewing or, whatever. Yeah, it's all about this is out of control. We are slamming the door shut long after the horse got out. So this is our chance to get ahead of it and stay ahead of it.
Okay. Anything else? Then I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second the motion?
All's in favor?
I make a motion, they in favor, yes.
Yeah, okay, all right. Thank you, everybody, and see you on Saturday.
All right, thanks.
Saturday.
Okay.
Where's my exit? There we go.